I love the Warhammer community. If you mess up, you get wrecked. Yeah, so we missed out quite a few ships on our last Warhammer 40k video on void ship sizes. Link in the description below for the other video. So here we will showcase 10 more massive space and void ships from that universe, some pointed out by viewers. So let's get to it. Number 10, the War Sphere. This is a powerful Kroot starship, the last relic of the Kroot civilization's ancient power and surprising scientific advancements prior to its abandonment of advanced technology. A war sphere is essentially a flying town with a central section connecting the sphere and housing the main warp engine and maneuvering thrusters. While the war sphere's engine drives and thrusters are extremely dependable, they have a very low power output, therefore dooming them in battle. Number 9, the Reverse Class Mass Conveyor. These mass conveyors are some of the biggest starships that serve the commerce channels in around the Galaxy sector in the Imperium. The mass conveyor seems to be a thin, graceful vehicle from a distance stretching out 12 kilometers from stem to stem. When one approaches, this deceptive appearance is replaced with shocked amazement. The actual size of the ship becomes apparent when one notices that the entire towns glitter and shimmer along its flanks. Number 8, the Bountiful Beast. The merchant starships serve as the Imperium of Man's major commercial vessels and are part of the Imperial merchant fleets. The Bountiful Beast, one of their largest ships, was once a cattle wagon, a breeding pen, an abattoir, and a freighter. It is crewed by thousands of victuallers, cooks, cold-bloods, slaughtermen, beast handlers, and skinners, in addition to the thousands of crewmen required to run the starship of its size. Number 7, the Mikrage's Honor. This massive void ship was built as the second largest warship of its class during the Great Crusade and took part in the conflicts of the Horus Heresy and the Great Scouring. It is still the biggest battleship in the Imperium of Man's service. The Mikrage's Honor is 26 kilometers long and is said to be the second biggest of the Gloriana class battleships utilized by the Primarchs as their flagships during the Great Crusade. Number 6, the Bucephalus, flagship of the Emperor of Man. During the early stages of the Great Crusade, the Bucephalus was a golden Imperial battle barge that served as the Emperor's personal flagship. It kept a legion of custodies on board and took part in a cataclysmic battle when the Emperor sent the custodies to help the Imperial Fists, the Lunar Wolves, and the Death Guard, the legions of Space Marines that were fighting the Orcs. The Emperor, however, later changed his flagship to the Imperator Somnium at some point of time. Number 5, the Imperator Somnium. This was a command carrier and center that served as one of the Emperor's flagships. It was one of a kind. It was a golden spacecraft of enormous scale, dwarfing even Imperial battleships in both size and weaponry. This was a technological marvel built using the secrets of Terra's dark age of technology. As such, it was armed with a fearsome array of weapons, including Volkites, storm accelerators, Nova cannons, and Rat fusion warheads, and many of its tasks were automated. Number 4, the Blackstone Fortresses. These were a collection of 6 gigantic and enigmatic pre-Imperial alien void crafts, with 3 more rediscovered in recent years. Each was a massive facility that dwarfed even the mightiest Imperial star forts and fortresses. They were able to glide through the void with no obvious means of Newtonian propulsions and defied all laws of inertia. Their shielding and armor are unbelievable, while their weaponry, a vaunted warp cannon, harnesses warp-based technology to unleash a beam of purest immaterium with the power to obliterate any capital ship in one go. Number 3, the Speranza Ark Mechanicus. This is a massive void craft the size of a continent that made it more of a mobile forge world than a starship. The ship is home to an ancient machine spirit that is significantly more evolved and advanced than others. It was created by men of gold, who predated the men of iron. The warship was discovered by the Adeptus Mechanicus and was seen to be unfinished, and when they finished it and activated it, the vessel's machine soul released a birth cry that devastated the planet called Palomar in a radioactive hellstorm. Number 2, the major Craftworlds, the Eonden, Bieltan, etc. Most of the Craftworlds contain special biodomes that houses plants, wildlife, ecosystems of the original homeworld, and these are carefully tended by the Assyrianis as the last vestiges of what they have lost. It is said that when major craft worlds like the Ulthwé, Eonden, and Bieltan entered a solar system, the entire gravity situation there is altered due to their massive sizes. They are bigger, way bigger than continents, so they would be somewhere in the size of a small planet, let's say Mercury. And number 1, the Silent King's flagship. Cesaric, commonly known as the Silent King, is the last of the ancient Necron Terror kings and the leader of the Necrons. Once the conflict in heaven 60 million years ago ended, the Silent King went to the stars in a giant planet-sized sepulchral engine and called it its flagship. It was not proper for the Silent King, the Necrontyr, to go without an entourage, so he brought out legions of his own Caesarican dynasty in stasis crypts with him. The Silent King traveled in the void between galaxies for millions of years in this massive void craft of his that is the size of a major planet. And so with that, we come to the end of this video. Do hit the like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care, boys!